All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Harakak. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who we don't teach well. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, your brother Karat is out back with another lesson. And title of the lesson, faith, man. All right, but faith starts in the mind, okay? Faith starts here, man, okay? All right, so it's like you. Let's get intellectual before we start talking about faith, all right? All right, so the word intellectual,
Intellectual.
it says relating to intellect. All right, it says children need intellectual stimulation. All right, and guess what that means? Mental, cerebral, cognitive. Okay, all right. So guess where that's in? The mind. Okay, your mind. Okay, let's look up the word intellect. All right, it says the faculty of reasoning and understanding objectively. All right, and objectively means without feeling or opinion. So that means based straight on facts, okay? Especially with regard to abstract or academic matters. All right. The Bible, since we're learning and we're teachers, this could be looked at as an academic matter, right? But it goes back to the mind, brain, okay? All right, intelligence, reasoning, understanding, all right? And the study of the human mind, intellect refers to, all right, whatever else is going to say. Let's see. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay, y'all can see the screen if you're looking at it. So I can. All right. All right. It says the power of knowing as distinguished from the power to feel and to will, the capacity for knowledge, the capacity for rational or intelligent thought, especially when highly developed. A person with great intellectual powers. All right. It's the mind. Okay. It's all in your head. Okay. Like this battle that we're in is a spiritual battle right now. And your spirit, okay, is in your mind. It's within your body, here in your head. Okay. All right, so let's go get into these scriptures. It says the 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 can't even read it. The triumphs of faith. Okay, the triumphs. All right, when you read this, it speaks in regards to our forefathers and how they believed in the Lord. Okay, um, and the words and the things that He had spoke with seeing them and without seeing them, and then eventually they came to pass. Okay, example. All right, this MOTB situation, okay, that is being circulated in the news or has been for a certain amount of weeks, and maybe even last year when this pandemic had happened last year about April, the Pentagon had came up with a CHIP to detect COVID. Okay, but nonetheless, John the Revelator. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see. Okay, John the Revelator, thousands of years ago. I can't tell you the exact, how many thousands, but he saw um, people submitting themselves to the beast system, all right, by taking that CHIP, okay, which we know not to do, all right, but uh, it was revealed to him in a vision by the Lord, and he wrote it down, okay, and thousands of fast forward to today. All right, fast forward to about maybe 1960, 1970, when the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, all right, High Priest Arya, all right, was out there preaching. I guarantee you they was out there talking about this CHIP. All right, and now we're in the times of where it's being propagated in your face on TV. All right, so they John the Revelator saw it, saw people taking it, the apostles, okay, and the elders, I was prophesying about it, and now it's happening. They believed it because it was shown unto them in the scriptures, okay, and it was told unto them through the Spirit of the Lord, man, that this is what it is, okay, all right, and it's being made manifest that CHIP is the MOTB, okay? And that all stems from them believing it in their mind, okay? All right, it all stems from them believing it in their mind, okay? Because the words that they read, okay, in this book, all right, which is first and foremost the catalyst for our faith, okay? The words in this book, okay? So this is Hebrews 11 and 1, and Salakia for the long rant. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for. All right. When you have faith, you're hoping for something. Okay. You're hoping for something. The evidence of things not seen. So you're hoping for something that is not yet seen. Okay. When you have faith, you are hoping for something that is not yet seen. And where do you hope at? You hope here in your mind. Okay. In your life, in your mind. Okay. That's where your hope is. Okay. And if you read Hebrews, the 11th chapter, it talks about our forefathers in their faith, starting with Abraham. Okay. Well, starting with, Cain and Abel, then going on through to Abraham, Salakia. All right. Um, so faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So let's look at intellectual faith. I have it here in front of my it's on my wall. What the heck is this? All right, let me see. I'm gonna just show y'all on the camera because I can't find it. All right, so Lord will, you can see it. Let me see. All right, if you can read it, cool. If not, Salakia. I'm going to read it to you. It says, intellectual belief, okay, is the knowledge gained from the experience as well as any explanation and or understanding that we ascribe to what we have experienced, okay, as well as any solution we develop by drawing from this knowledge gained to resolve any perceived problems we might encounter. All right. So I'm gonna read this again and then go into it a little bit. All right. And then we're gonna get some scriptures. All right. So intellectual belief is the knowledge gained from experience. Okay. So when you go through a certain situation, all right, the experience you get from that situation should further help you believe in the truth. Okay. In this truth, in Yahweh Shema Shai. Example, right? I was reading the book of Acts today. And then the second or the third chapter, I believe it was the third chapter, where Peter and John was walking into the temple and they raised the man up and he was able to walk. Those people saw that man walking. They knew before that he wasn't able to walk. And then the apostles went in there and explained to them that they did it in the name of Yahushua. So I guarantee you that they believed in Yahushua after that, after they seen it, right? So based on that, based on the experience of the apostles, man, they experienced Yahushua doing many of miracles, okay? All right. And they saw the miracles through their experience, and that helped them increase their faith in the Lord Yahushua, okay? If that makes sense. All right, so let's fast forward to today. All right, an individual, somebody that doesn't know and or doesn't have any belief in anything, they come across, the men of Great Millstone. All right, and we tell that individual that the MOTB, all right, is an NFC CHIP, okay, and not to take it, and we describe to them what it looks like. And then a couple days later, all right, they'll see something on TV in regards to what it is that I just spoke about, the NFC RFID CHIP. Okay. They'll look back and be like, oh, somebody was, these men on the corner was telling me about this. And they was telling me, not to partake in that type of thing. And they said it wasn't in the Bible. And now I see it here in front of me. All right. So that's an example of, intellectual belief, or an example of belief gained by experience. Okay, if that makes sense. So let's go to um, King David, all right, and Goliath. First Samuel 17. This is a great example, okay, of intellectual faith. All right, and I'm going to start at I'm gonna start at 25. And the men of Israel said, "Have ye seen this man that is come up? Surely to defy Israel, he is come up. And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king will enrich him with great, with great riches, and will give him his daughter and his father's house free in Israel." And David spoke to the men that stood by him, saying, "What shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine and taketh away the reproach from Israel? For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living power?" All right. So this right here is a key indicator that you should think in your mind as, or know, all right, do you think the Lord is going to allow somebody to defy him? All right. Defy him. Do you think the Lord is going to allow somebody to defy him? All right. Our answer in our minds should be no. All right. We should know this because of experience of reading the Bible. All right. When somebody goes against the ways of the Lord puts them to death. Okay. Exactly. Point blank, period. No, nothing else needs to be added to it. Right. So I'm gonna skip down to 34. All right. This is 1 Samuel 17 and 34. And David said unto Saul, "Thy servant kept," no, let me start up. This is 1 Samuel 17 and 31. "And when the words we heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and said, and he sent for him. And David said to Saul, Let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go out with this Philistine, go out and fight with this Philistine." David was confident. David had faith. Okay. One reason David had faith is because he knew, all right, he knew, which goes back to experience, which goes back to intellectual belief, okay, which goes back to faith starting in your mind, which will get you to get up and do what it is that you know you believe, okay, can get you from the point of belief in your mind to, which is point A, to the point of actually getting up and doing it. That's the point. That's point B, or the end point, because your goal, all right, at that time was to do this thing, and you believed in your mind that you could do it. All right. So he knew in his mind that nobody would live that defied the living power, man, which is Yahweh. And that's very true, man. Okay. The Lord has put many of people to death for defying him. All right. So David knew that. And we need to keep that in the back of our mind. Okay. When we go through the trials and tribulations of making it into the kingdom. Okay. All right. When the scoffers, they mock at the Lord. The Lord has said he's not going to be mocked. All right. This is Galatians 6 and 7. "Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." So the King David Salakia knew that in his mind going into it. And we know this because of experience, because of constantly reading it, constantly hearing it, all right, and physically seeing things with our eyes, okay, when the Lord puts people to death, okay. Um, so continuing on, all right, that's why we should not be afraid of anything, all right, like King David wasn't afraid of this situation. "And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him. Thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth." And now this right here is going into more intellectual belief, okay? Intellectual belief, all right? or the faith that starts in the mind, the confidence in Yahweh Shema Shai that starts in the mind. And David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock. And I went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. All right, there ain't no way that could not happen without the Lord, And when he rose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. The servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them, seeing he have defied the armies of the living power. All right. I'm gonna keep going. David said, moreover, Yahweh that delivered me out of the hand of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of the Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and Yahweh be with thee. This is nothing but confidence, okay? These two precepts show nothing but confidence in Yahweh Shema Shai. And we have to be walking in the same manner, okay? All right, Salaki, you can see him. Okay, we have to be walking in the same manner, okay? The faith that King David had in regards to slaying Goliath, it goes back to intellectual belief that he had gained by experience, okay? Things that he went through. He tells you right here something that he went through, okay? And we know, going back up here, that nobody has lived that defied the Lord, okay? No man had that lived that has defied the Lord. Think about what happened in Egypt, okay? And think about what's going to happen to this land of Egypt, okay? All right, Esau Edom has defied the Lord for centuries upon who knows. I can't tell you the time frame, okay, because I don't know. All right, but the Lord ain't gonna let that go unpunished, man. Okay. So continuing on, before I go there, let me read out the bottom of my Bible. All right, let me show it to you. Oh, Salaki. Let me show it to you. Okay, this little footnote in the bottom of my Bible. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm gonna just read it. It says, in regards to David slaying Goliath, it says David's confidence was born out of the experience of Yahweh's previous deliverances on his behalf. Okay, so you have to look at the experiences that you went through in your life and see where the Lord has delivered you. Okay, because the Lord has delivered you out of so many trials and tribulations that you've been through. All right, when you prayed to him, even when you didn't pray to him, the Lord delivered you. You got to think about these things when we're going through trouble and the persecution that we're going to go through for saying fuck America, man, and let this bitch burn. We're going to have to go through. We're going to have to go before people and say these same things. But guess what? The Lord is going to be with us like he was with David because we believe it in our mind, man. Okay, here. All right, so let me go back and read this. It says further, Salaki, if you can't see it, it says, further, since Yahweh would not allow his reputation to be damaged by this Philistine, David was certain that Yahweh would again deliver him in this trial by conflict. Okay, so the Lord is not going to allow Esau to continue to defile his name. Okay, the Lord is not going to continue to allow our enemies to to keep trampling over us, man. So now is the time to start building up your intellectual faith, okay? Your intellectual belief based on what the Lord has done for you in your past, man, okay? Let me see. Let me go back to doing this. Salakia, all right? You got to start believing in your mind, man, okay? You can say you believe all day, but do you believe here, man? Okay, you got to believe here. And then when you start believing here, you're going to get up and do the things that you believe, man, all right? Like another example, all right? If somebody says they're gonna meet you at 6:55 to go over, some basketball plays, all right, at 6:55 they come, all right, cool, they're there, they meet you there, and you keep going over, you keep this thing is a constant thing, all right, and you start to believe or gain some type of trust for that individual because of what it is that they say they're gonna do, and they're actually doing it, all right. Now when they now another example of when they don't uh start showing up, or when they say they're gonna be there and they don't, and they don't show up, and you constantly go and they constantly they constantly don't show up, then you start to have that lack of faith. But through all our trials and tribulations, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has delivered us. Okay, so we have to have that confidence that, hey, when we get persecution or when we get persecuted for this truth, the Lord's gonna be with us, man. Like He was with David, like He was with King Solomon, like He was with everybody, like He was with Yahweh Shai. Okay, like He was with the apostles, like He's with the brothers now, like He's with you right now. All right, I'm sure somebody, whoever may be listening to this video, went through something at some point in time in their life, and the Lord delivered them out of it, man. Okay. Whether you knew the name of the Lord at the time or not. Okay. All right. The Lord, I'm sure He delivered you out of it, man. Well, I know He delivered you out of it because the Lord is the only one that's in control, man. All right. Um all right, this is Jeremiah 10 and 23. Oh Yahweh, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. So the Lord is directing your steps. The Lord is putting you in trials and tribulations. All right. And the Lord is the one that's seeing you out of them. Okay. The Lord is doing it, man. Okay. So you got to believe in your mind, okay, that when certain situations arise, don't worry, man. The Lord's going to take care of it. Don't worry. The Lord's going to take care of it. All I got to do is go through it, man. Okay. Just go through it. And remember, this is one of my favorite precepts I like to bring up. The Lord strengthen our Lord. Okay. Yahweh strengthen Yahweh Shai. All right. And Yahweh Shai is going to strengthen us, man. Okay. I think it's in the next chapter. Mm-mm. All right. This is Luke chapter 40, chapter 22, Salakia, verse 42. No, let me start up. This is Luke 22 and 39. And he came out and went, and as he, Salakia, as he went, he won't to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples also followed him. And when he was at the place, he said unto them, pray that ye enter not into temptation. Pray, 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 pray. Right. And that's the most powerful weapon we have, man. As of right now, our connection to the Lord is through prayer, through Yahweh Shai. Okay. Our connection to Yahweh is prayer through Yahweh Shai. We got to pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, man. All right. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and he kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. And this is important, right? Because this is what's going to happen in the time of our trials and tribulations. And when we pray, all right, and there appeared an angel from unto him from heaven, strengthening him. All right, the Lord's going to do that, man. I believe the Lord's going to strengthen me in my time of affliction, because I see it happening to somebody that says that we're going to go through the same things that he went through, because we're not greater than him. All right, so just believe, man. Belief starts here, man. Okay, and it's intellectual belief. All right, intellectual belief. All right, I don't know why it's not showing up there, but I got it right here. Okay, I got it right here. It's right here. I'm gonna read it again. Intellectual belief is the knowledge gained from the experience, as well as any explanation or understanding that we ascribe to what we have experienced. All right, as well as any solution developed by drawing from this knowledge gained to resolve any perceived problems we might encounter. All right, and King David, all right, overcame his challenge, okay, or his problem for the nation of Israel, all right, with confidence based on his prior experience. A bear and a lion is more deadlier than a man, okay, all right, and my thoughts and my mind process, because a bear or a lion could just tear you to shreds, okay. All right, one of the brothers had posted in a group chat a bear just breaking in somebody's house, man, and it took him like one swipe to open the door. So how much more of one hit with a bear. You know, oh, you know what? There was that movie that Leonardo DiCaprio was in, and he got attacked by a bear. All right, and in any way, shape, or form, I'd rather face a man before I face a bear, all right, or a lion. But with experience gained, but with knowledge gained from experience, which will add to or help your faith, the Lord's gonna be with you, man. Okay, all right, the Lord's gonna be with you. All right, so Lord will use edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Al Dash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who will teach well. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect Kwam Yasharala and Mawaf Labu Bar. Shalom.